Welcome into the Pats Nation. I'm Corso. Catone is here. Joe's with us on screen this week.
Yeah.
And you are watching us on YouTube. Hey, when you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button. Give us that thumbs up. That's what we're looking for. We appreciate that. Leave a comment. We'll read them on the show. And case in point, today we will be reading them on the show.
Yeah.
If you're listening to us, though, you're doing it on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you podcast, you can catch us. And always make sure you write in corso.catone@gmail.com, or you can give us a call on our heated hotline, 855-313-PATS, P-A-T-S. It's a message line. Leave a message 24/7. We'll pick one. Joe will pick one, and we'll play it on the show. Let's let it be yours. Today, we have a special show today on the Pats Nation. We did this on Corso and Catone, the real deal New England feel, and we're going to do it here. Joe compiled a lot of your questions that you will write in and ask questions about, whether it has to do with sports, not sports, Patriots, not Patriots. And now we're going to be reading those questions on the air today and answering some of those for you. So we had a good time with it on Corso and Catone, and I foresee this will be the same. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Hey, we're here. We're doing it, man.
We're here. Joe actually is in person, and we can actually see what he looks like.
See what it looks. This is everybody. This is what Joe looks like.
I had to comb my hair for this one, man.
And that's the booth.
This is the booth, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the booth.
This is the cleaned up version, just before the show, and because everything around this on the other side of this camera looks like a bomb hit this area. So
false advertising.
Yeah, that's what this industry is all about.
Joe, Chris, look what he's got over his shoulders. He's got Brady, and of course he's got Montana.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. The two greatest to do it.
It's the appropriate size. Each of those pictures are appropriately sized for the rank that they are, I think. Yeah. Right?
In fact, by the way, I think that you gave me that Montana one a long time ago. I think that was a gift from you. I'm almost positive, Chris.
I don't know what I did yesterday.
I know.
Yeah,
well, you're very welcome.
Thanks.
How's that? So,
okay.
What do you say, guys? You want to get to some of these questions?
Yeah, because
it looks like who's first? Looks like Mark. You're first.
I'm first. Okay. Hey, here we go. He had to pick one again from her because she was good on Corso and Catone quiz. So we got Jen from Cranston. Jen's like our best caller. When she calls, man, she just brings it.
Hardcore, man. She doesn't give a shit.
Right?
She's swearing. We got to clean it up at times.
Yeah, she doesn't care. So she says, does it piss you off that most Patriot fans are fair-weathered?
Whoa.
Wow, she comes out swinging.
Yeah.
That's a shot across the bow to the New England area.
Wow.
Right there. That's an interesting question, isn't it?
Right.
Because what do I say to you, Mark? When we go to there are times where I do come in and go to the game, game with Mark.
Yep.
What do I say every time I'm in there?
Oh,
and I see the people.
It pisses you off because you're like, where are the real fans?
Which one? What type of people? What are you looking at? What are you seeing?
I saw one time, I don't remember what game it was, and I saw this lady sitting there, and she was probably, I don't know, in her 60s maybe, something like that, right, Mark? 50s, 60s.
Yeah, something like that. The age doesn't matter, though.
And she's sitting there with a blanket on. She's just sitting in the seat, just with the blanket on.
And it wasn't cold.
With a dolphin
because he won't come in for a cold weather.
It was like September. It was like September.
It was like September.
And she's huddled in this like a, and I'm like, the whole game. She's like 2 rows up. I'm hitting them like this. I'm like, what the hell is this over here? Like there are moments that are happening in the game. See, I remember when I got the tickets in those bleacher seats in Foxborough Stadium, Schaefer Stadium, whatever. They were maniacs. People were crazy, and we sucked.
Yeah,
we sucked. Yeah,
Meanwhile, you got these clowns over here now, these fair weathered, as Jen says, and she's sitting there like this. I'm like, What the hell is this like? Get out of here. Get somebody, put a seat filler in there that's going to say something and scream and yell a little bit.
Well,
I
you
hate
know
them.
what? You know what happened is so we tasted success, and Chris says that we got soft. The fans got soft because we tasted success. They ain't like it. Like if one bad thing happens, Joe. I mean, you go to the games, Joe. The whole place becomes silent.
Yeah.
All bottles and be swearing, get your head out of your ass, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Silence. They go silent. Like, it drives him crazy. Chris is like, what the hell is going on over here?
It is weird. It is, except that one guy. That one guy we had on the episode, you guys actually interviewed him, and you didn't realize. But then I went to a game. I think I told this story. I went to the Jets game, and he was there again, and it just so happened that I think it was like an October game. So he was dressed up as like Jason Voorhees with a Patriots like Halloween horror sort of shirt on with the mask, everything. And I'm like, I think that's the guy. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the guy.
He was running up and down the stairs.
Running up and down the stairs. I'm like, that's the dude. I'm like, yep, crazy.
That's him. Now,
it pisses us off.
It pisses us off. And he yells too. He yells at the fans, get up. He starts yelling at them because, they don't.
Like, you never had to say that to people, make noise. Do you know, though, I will say, talking about the stadium, and this is true. Do you know how when they get a first down, what do? What does the crowd do?
Oh, that's a Patriot first down.
So the announcer will say, the PA announcer will say, it's another Patriots, and the whole crowd says, first down.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of stadiums do that now. But that started in New England.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And that started in my section. Remember, my seats were all the way up at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, we remember.
Yep.
Against them. And that started in my section, and then eventually it went through the stadium, and now it's, you see, because I've been to Cardinal games, and they try to do it. They're pitiful, but they try to do it. Yes, does it piss us off? Of course it pisses us off. It's ridiculous.
That's an interesting Patriot fact. We're going to add that to the list of next type of show segments.
I'm telling you.
Patriot
you
fact.
could see it no more than you could see it with the tickets.
Yeah.
Because I can't give these things. I can't give the tickets away when the Patriots started being lousy.
I'll tell you why. It's not. I think at this point it might actually be the seating, because even when I have you're kind enough to release the tickets to me or Mark or anyone else, I find myself going down to like the bar area because it's just open.
You're one of those people, then.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah,
Chris.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. Show's over. That's it. It's over. We're done.
That's it.
That's horrible. That's terrible. I sit in the seats. Because you're there to do what? I sit in the seats, right? And I watch the game. And I get what you're saying. I mean, you're at least watching it though. When you're
yeah. Okay. But you know what? I will say this. It kind of has to do with seating in stadiums and like airplanes. Like, first of all,
he had to bring up Chris, airplanes now.
No, but I'm not bringing up airplanes. But like, they feed the America the food like that. We all balloon up, and then they make these seats smaller and smaller, and like you're on top of each other. Like, who can sit next to people like that and actually have a good time? Like, I can't do that. I can't. And I don't see how you could do it being so close to people like that. That's what I don't.
Well, that's why I got the aisle seat.
I know, but there's still like people are on top of you. I'm like, I can't deal with that.
But like, well, yeah, you're sitting there, right? And I'm watching these people go up and down the stairs like the whole game. All they're doing is going to get beers. They're blowing their whole paycheck on $8, $10 friggin' watered down.
That's how much beer you drink, Chris. It's like $15 at $8, $10.
Yeah, but that's what they do. They just go up and down the stairs getting beers all game. I'm like, what the hell are you even bother here? Why are you here? You save a lot of money. Just go get a case of friggin' Schlitz.
Well, what's Schlitz? Oh my God! T-Rex is back. Everybody, T-Rex is back. Schlitz. Listen, Joe. Listen, but why? Listen, the whole point of going to a football game is you bring your own booze and you tailgate, Joe. Right? Why are you going to spend money on $15 beers inside the place? I mean, maybe you get one. but like, who's going to spend that kind of money?
I sit there. I go to
You
the
know?
game. I stand there. I watch the game. I scream and yell like a maniac. Eventually, everybody starts listening to me and Mark because we got it all down. I mean, we're calling penalties before they happen. We're, this is this play. This is why they did that. And guys turn around going, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm like, idiots, But no, fair weather fans, it's in New England. It's there. They're annoying.
It's there, Jen. And what's worse, Joe, is when I take my son. Usually, if Chris is
because he's worse.
Chris gives me, always says, take your son to a game every year.
He's worse than we are. People piss him off like
he's because he's been listening to us his whole life. We created a monster because he's worse.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's worse.
You really?
I take him to the games with me.
No filter.
And now, so that's the question we actually asked. The people in this day and age of like that.
His son, Andrew. He's just as bad. You created a monster with him too. We're watching something one night, and Andrew walks in and says, "He sucks." I'm like, there we go.
Yeah,
right?
He was little too.
He's bad. He sucks. Right.
What are you giving Uncle Mark? The Nikhil Harry thing. Why are you giving up crap? He goes, "Oh, I was there. You seemed okay with that pick. Why are you giving him crap now? You should be quiet." I'm like, "Get out of here! I should get your homework." So you're gonna end up like us, the three of us. No, fair weather fans piss us off. Absolutely,
that pisses us off.
We hate it. So real Patriots fans, get to the damn game. What's next? Who's next?
Which, by the way, this leads us into the next question. Actually, comes from Phil from Johnston, who writes in, "Which of the three of you is the biggest Patriot fan?" Now, I will say I'll be the first to opt out of that one because, there are moments, but I think it's a different reason as to why. But because I have these moments of especially when toward the end of Belichick, Brady era, when they were losing certain games, I'm going, this is fixed. This is Vegas fixed. I can't deal with watching stuff like this. And so I kind of leaned back ever since watching stuff like that. And then who knows, whether it was or not, but that kind of backed me off as to getting really, because I would get really angst involved and, acid reflux and everything. And I'm like, I can't deal with this anymore. But so now between the two of you.
Well, because
I consider us one person, but we'll fight about this now. Go ahead.
We'll fight about it. Why not? We'll fight about it. No, I will Joe give him. I'll say him. I will say him.
Oh no, that's not fun.
Look,
defend yourself, Jesus Christ!
We just witnessed some love.
I will say this though. Joe, because
no real Patriots fans give out that love. Come on.
No, we don't. But listen, because if you were to say to me, because Chris lives, breathes, he played the sport, right? He played in college. If you said to me, who's a bigger Yankee fan, I would probably argue me.
Yeah.
That I would argue.
All right.
Me. I would argue that. Even though I know Chris is, father, grandfather, were big Yankee fans.
He's a huge baseball guy.
I live and breathe baseball. But, big fan, I'll give it to Chris, but I'm going to say this. I don't know if two people that are more fans than either one of us, Chris. I really don't. Because you go to the stadium now and the guys are tailgating and getting drunk and all that nonsense. But I don't know, Chris. It's like a different type of person going there now.
Yeah. Right? Well, yeah, like we just talked about. I'll answer
Chris
it this way.
I would say Chris is the bigger Patriot fan just because, he's got all these rituals, this, that. I mean, it's craziness on a Sunday over there, but
look at our background, Mark. I got a little Patriot thing, a little Brady. You got a Patriot thing. He's got 6 banners in the back.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, listen, I'll answer it this way.
Rails,
okay.
Off the rails.
I'll answer that this way. He and I don't know any bigger fans than us. And I will say that if you ask people that know us, who's the biggest Patriots fans, the people who know him are going to say him. The people who know me, they're going to say me.
Yeah.
I'll answer it this way instead of that pitting us against each other is I don't know two bigger Patriots fans with more knowledge. it's one thing to be a fan. It's one thing to have the knowledge to back it up. Now, he talks about the fact that I played, I coach, and all that. Fine. So I have some knowledge that way about football. But I don't know another non-coach that knows more about this game and breaking down the game. I mean breaking down the game, not just, why the hell did he throw the ball there? No, none of that crap. I'm talking about understanding what they just saw on the field than this guy.
Right. I will say that.
I'll take his breakdown of a wide receiver over anyone. So when you talk about who's the biggest fan or big Patriots fans and all that crap, the fact that you bring the knowledge behind it and you work to know that stuff, that's, to me, what puts it over the top.
I will say that for the fans out there, those who don't know, who might be chiming in and catching on to start watching our show now, what's really cool is that I kind of named you guys fanalists because you were fans first, and and because as fans, I also never had seen two people analyze the Patriots so much than you two. And I was like, it was impressive. I'm giving you props. I shouldn't be, but
What the hell for? Why not?
No, but it was impressive. More so because it became like one of those things where I recognized that it was like, wow, they actually do know what they're talking about. And I say this to people too outside. I'm like, yeah, they're huge Patriot fans. We talk a lot about the Patriots, and we do other Boston sports too. But like, I was like, but it's been impressive to see the knowledge, see and hear the knowledge that you guys come out with. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't hear that on. Now I'm catching on to the flagship station going, yeah, they're not talking about that. I didn't hear this. I heard it from Corson Catone first, and I'm not biased in that opinion anymore.
Well, you know what's funny, Joe? When we used to do the post game show, right?
Which is going to be coming back. We're going to do some select games. Go ahead.
Right. We would immediately jump on and have to write our notes and give our thoughts and break down the game, right?
Quickly.
And quickly. Yeah. And Chris would break something down and go through a play and go through the formation they were in, right? And then if you listen to the real post game, well, we called ours the real post game show, but when you listen to the so-called experts post game show, the Patriot broadcast, they'd be asked a question about the same play, and the response would be, well, I'm not sure. I got to go back and watch the film on that. What do you mean you're going to watch the film on it? It just happened. Chris broke it down. Like, why can't you break it down? You're supposedly the expert, and he's going to go back and watch it. But like you say, Joe, someone's going to give him the answer anyways. He's not even watching it. Someone's going to give him the answer. But you know what I mean?
Where I come from, which is where, like I lived and worked in LA and Hollywood and in this industry out there. And so like, I see that, and I could see that. I could tell who's like, oh, this guy's getting the lines from the teleprompter, and he's getting all that information right there, and he's spouting it out. I'm like, because there are those people who are like, you can see them on the show, and they're usually the guys who are hosting a show. They're generally the guy who's just the commentator of what's happening and the play-by-play sort of guy without the knowledge behind them. They always kick it off to the color guy. And so like seeing that, I'm like, yeah, I could jump in and do that. And then seeing what you guys have done in the past, I'm going, oh, they're not doing that. They're both doing the color commentary, but like we still have to have the play-by-play sort of situation here on this show as well. You know what I mean? So
I agree. It's very impressive. But this portion of the Pats Nation was presented by Corso and Catone, Saturdays, noon Eastern. The Real Deal New England Field. We got Catone's comments, Yankees, Red Sox, BCs, Patriots, everything you can think of. Our expertise brings to that show. When we come back, we're going to continue on with your questions. No flipping.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more
Corso and Catone. Saturdays at noon.
Back in with more Pats Nation. This is fun. I like this. I like hearing from the people.
I do like this.
All right, what's next here? We got I'll go. We have Karen from Walpole. Okay. She this is a good one. She writes in, does Mark really sound like that, or is it a made-up voice?
Karen, I'm an actor. It's made up. I'm an actor.
By the way, if the fans get out there and go check out our YouTube page at Corso.Catone, if you look at some of the shorts, the majority I see that question come up, or at least something
It's
about
his voice.
And it's just hilarious. I
There's
love
a
it.
ton of them. He sounds. I close my eyes and I'm hearing Joe Pesci. I hear, or I read, or somebody needs to give him something to calm him down.
Jesus Christ.
Does he really sound like that? Well, I can answer.
Spider, dance the drink over there, Spider.
Right, exactly.
That thing on your foot. Dance the drink over there. That thing on your head is bigger than your foot.
What's so effing funny about me?
What's so funny about me? What, do I make you laugh? Am I here to amuse you?
Yeah.
You stuttering something or other, you? I can't say it. We'll get thrown off the air.
Listen,
Yeah.
does Mark really sound like that? Well, I could tell you I could tell you there have been a lot of games, there was a recent Yankee game we were watching, and he calls midstream. We talked about this on Corso and Catone. When we're watching a game or something, I know he's like, in other words, I don't. Obviously, Patriots, we know we're watching the Patriots game. All three of us are doing that. But when it comes to like baseball, or basketball, there's a lot of games, right? So it's particularly baseball. So, Yankees are playing. I know he's watching it. So, like, it's just, there's no way I'm calling him and, like, he's like, oh, I didn't know the game was on, or, So I call him. It's midstream. He just answers the phone, Why would he keep him in that long? For some games now, you don't want to pull. You want to pull him now. You're going to pull him then. What the hell out of the state? You're going to go to Weaver. Oh, yeah. Like, so for those who think that this is a made-up voice or something like that. No. Ask his wife. We should bring her on the show and see if that's a made-up voice.
Oh, yeah.
The best part is it's funny is that, like, we talk about one of our fans of the show, but I can't tell if he's a fan of the show or a fan of just busting.
Don't say the name. Don't say the name.
Gotta say the name. Paul from Providence. He always puts in something good, and I put it in there. The majority of the time, I'm putting those things up because I want to hear Mark get riled up, and that voices has come out.
So the other thing, right? So there'll be nights
spitting on himself, fooling on himself.
Because there's a time difference, right? So a lot of times I'm talking to him, and it might be 2:00 I'm still up. It might be 2:00 in the morning, my time. It's only like 10, 11, it's 11:30, whatever his time. Because he's doing whatever he's doing over there, and and I'll get a text from my wife at 2:00 in the morning. Lower your voice. I'm trying to sleep. Right? I mean,
I'm telling you, no, this is what he sounds. This is him. Look at the one thing about this show, okay, and why we started to do these shows is because we're like you. We're fans, just like you. Joe calls us fanalists. We're just like you. We get pissed off. We're unreasonable as hell. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're whacked right out of our brains. And so we come in, but we bring a knowledge to the thing for you people to be at the water cooler so you could talk about the game. The point I'm making is what you see on here is completely, that's it. We don't care. Look, if we screw up reading something or,
I will say this, though. Let me interject with the fans. I don't say they get the 100%. Because it would be an R-rated show. We'd be on HBO instead.
I've never heard. Our kids.
Every once in a while, we make a mistake on this show and we catch ourselves. We may drop a little F-bomb and Joe's trying to delete it while we're in the middle sentence.
Yeah, or the SHIT.
But you know what? Yeah.
I like to put it this way: our kids. Particularly like his son and my youngest son, big sports guys, and they grew up, their entire life has been basically this show. We've been doing it for 5 years, but their entire life, and mine's 19 now, he's 22?
22, yeah, he'll be 23.
And so they've been watching this show for 30, how long they've been
been alive.
and it's real. I remember times sitting over here watching Patriots games with him on the phone because we talk on the phone and he's sitting there just giggling. He just giggles and laughs. And so every bad thing that's wrong with our it's because of him. It's your fault. Actually,
I cannot say on the show what I said, but the Atlanta Falcons were playing us in the Super Bowl. I can't say it on the show. No, but so we're losing, of course, and the owner for Atlanta has to come down out the blank with his red sport coat on, all this nonsense, right? And I made a comment about, I was pissed off and I said something, inappropriate, of course, right? So, and this is going back several years now. So it's his kids were younger, and his oldest son, CJ, says, Dad.
This was what, like 16, I think?
What was it? 2016, right?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
He says, Dad, what did he just say? And Chris is like, don't pay attention.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't pay attention to him. Don't pay attention.
He was like 10. He was like 10.
He's like, don't pay attention.
They just laugh. They love it. They love their Uncle Bob. But I mean, it's real. It's absolutely real. And it's entertaining on and off the air, believe me. And but it brings the knowledge with it too, which is really good. So that's a good question. I like that one. Who's next?
I like that one. That was a good one.
I have an interjection though too. This one I was reading some of the email coming in, and this is an interjection from Harry over at Wenscott.
So this one we don't even know. We don't even know.
Harry over at Wenscott, right?
No. I know who he's busting my beans. Harry's my neighbor. Chris, that's the neighbor. Harry.
Stay in school.
Harry writes in though, how many combined minutes do you and Mark spend dissecting every Patriots game?
Okay.
I'll say it. Give me a second. Look, Chris, how many combined minutes?
This is how Harry sounds. That's why.
Yeah.
Wallet, and so are we. Yeah.
Okay.
So okay. Wow. What a.
Well, first of all,
question, huh?
Minutes.
Right.
Not minutes. Jesus.
That's like saying my son's 274 months today. When they're like 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Should we do it in hours instead?
Yeah. Forget it. Right. Well, so it starts immediately after the game's over.
During it.
Yes, during it. Obviously, it's ongoing. But when the game ends, usually it starts immediately, and then like after about 15, 20 minutes, we're like, okay, let's go listen to these idiots on the post games, right? Let's see what they got to say.
Yeah.
And then
every
Sunday night, just to start the week off, we're probably it's got to be midnight, 1 a.m, my time.
Yeah, easy.
Joe, every Sunday night, easy. That's just to start, like the conversation of what we just witnessed.
Right.
It's all week,
but it's all week,
regardless of the show or not. Before the show, before we did all this, it's the entire week all up until the next game. So I will say this: it shifts. Okay, so I mean, I can't. You want to put hours on it? It's because all right.
When is it the before and then the after?
Right. Yeah. I would say that. Well, it's both. It's all the way through because right after the game, I would say that Sunday into Monday, we're talking strictly about the previous, what just happened. But then the what just happened turns into what can't happen next week now. So like we're still referring to what already happened. And we're referring to weeks ago, games ago.
Yeah.
How it applies. But then it'll shift. And so now we start like maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, we start to now focus on the next one, but we're still going backward to why this stuff happened. But it's like Mark said, we can analyze, we can break it down quickly. We see a play, we know, okay, this is what happened. I mean, we put our eggs out there. We don't care, And so That's all week. So how many days are there? How many days are there in a week? You know, and I will also add this. Not just talking about it. All we do, and Mark, I think I could say this safely for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is all we think about. Forget our jobs. Cares about that. You know, I just lost all these clients. This is all we think about. Am I wrong? I mean,
No, yeah. No, yeah.
Let me ask you this, though. Is it for
Football season, Joe, is crazy. It's only, it's only a short period of time. It's only, 17, 18 weeks and playoffs start and all this stuff. But football season is crazy.
Well, I will say this, though. When we started the show, I didn't expect that you guys would be able to put up so much information throughout when there is no football. You know what I mean? Right now, as far as we're talking, it's like, and you do. I mean, you do. And this is why it is. But I don't know. Like, I think maybe the question comes from Harry as far as, like, do you spend time away from each other dissecting something different from each other's thought process?
Well, that's what we bring it to the table. Yeah. Like he'll call, it'll be like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
During the day. You know, and I'll answer the phone. It'll be like, if he's going to continue to run routes like that, how on earth can whatever. And I know exactly what he's talking about because I'm thinking about the same stuff.
Oh man, that's great.
And it's just a familiarity. Yeah, no, it's Harry. It's a constant.
And Harry, it's crazy because it's not even so. Yeah, it's a constant, right? And we're talking Patriots, but it's like even like a Yankee game. Like, so I'll call him, Joe, like the Yankees were playing. This was back, I think it was a while back, but the Yankees were playing the Red Sox and something happened during the game. This was back maybe in I don't know, May or June. Whatever. And I called him and said, Chris, they taught my son that when he was like first got on a 60-90 diamond. Like, what? How did he not score from second base? The ball went here, and but not one guy doing the broadcast, Joe, brought it up. Not one guy. And Chris is like, but nobody brought that up. I'm like, but it's baseball 101. How is no one bringing it up? It's baseball 101.
Yeah, or he'll call.
The guy should have scored, and nobody brings it up.
Well, he'll call and say, like, you watch now. This is one game. We're watching a baseball game, and one game, he calls and he's like, now you watch. They won't bring him out for the 8th. You watch. Now he doesn't know if I'm looking at it or not, but I knew exactly what the hell. I'm like, he's like, they won't bring him out. I said, how can they not bring him out? I said, he's only throwing 85 pitches at this point. I said, he's rolling. What, you want to tax the bullpen? This is like,
And so, then they don't bring him out. And then Chris says, this guy's going to, they're going to.
You watch what's going to happen. He's going to walk this guy. He's going to get a hit.
This guy, right?
And they're going to hit a home run.
2 home runs. They scored 3 runs. And there you go.
And now it's 6-3. I remember the score. Yeah, listen, it's all the time. It's constant. It's nonstop. You want to do a break and then we'll come back or no?
Yeah, good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, listen. Thank you, Harry. Who have you heard from so far? Harry, Phil, Karen, Jen. Thank you so far. We're going to get to more coming up after this. Messages from Corso Law Group. Stick around.
No one ever thinks they will be in need of a criminal or traffic lawyer, but things happen. Corso Law Group is Arizona's leading criminal and traffic law firm. Call or go online to corsolawgroup.com and talk with these expert attorneys.
Back in with more Pats Nation. This is fun.
Yeah, I like it. I like this.
I mean, this is fun. We should do this more often.
I like it. Yeah.
Well, I definitely want to try to add one of these segments, a fan mail frenzy segment, into a couple of these shows, Pats Nation and Corso Catone. So that way we have something outside of just Patriots, just Boston sports, and get some of the fans involved as well moving forward.
Because the people in the region are funny too. Mark, you remember the Stumbler? You guys remember the Stumbler?
What?
The Stumbler at the stadium, at the seats. The guy that would sit to my right. We called him the Stumbler. Do you remember that? The guy. This is a guy Okay.
I don't remember. I don't know if I remember.
This was
that.
in the old stadium, though. This was years
probably.
ago.
I don't remember.
Yeah. You're, you got a lot of issues. So, this guy, we were talking about the fans and stuff. This guy would come to the game, and this was before sports gambling was legal and all that. So he'd be on his phone talking to whoever's he putting bets through, and he's betting. And I'm listening to this idiot every week, and he's just, I'm like, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose that bet, right? I mean, this isn't stupid. Anyway, this guy would drink so much, and I called him the Stumbler because by the third quarter, he would be stumbling up and down the stairs, bloodying his nose, his face, whatever. By the midway through the third quarter,
and in that stadium, they didn't shut you off. They just kept serving you. They just kept serving it. Yeah.
He was sound asleep for the rest of the game. He would just be sitting there sound asleep for the rest of the game every week. Same guy, Stumbler.
There was a guy, Chris, when you first got these tickets in the new stadium. I have to think the poor guy must have passed because he was a big guy, big, heavy gentleman, older gentleman. Yep. And he would sit directly in front of Chris's aisle seat, right? So he would drink. Another guy would drink all game long. Face was beet red. And, they play the music during the game. And he'd stop. His ass, his crack of his ass was out. The pants were falling down. Never stopped. Every time that he'd get up, he was right. I would take my son, and my son would sit in Chris's seat because I always have to sit
in that second one.
So when I go with my son sits in the seat that would typically be Chris's every time we go. So the guy would sit in front of him, and he'd be like, what's wrong with this guy?
That wasn't a fair-weathered fan, that guy.
That was not a fair-weather fan. But he don't go anymore, Chris, so I don't know what happened to him. But he was not a fair-weather fan by no means. Nope.
Yeah.
Well,
he was big enough to have a lot of issues. I'm sure he had a lot of health problems, this guy.
Listen, the other thing, Joe, is Patriots score a touchdown. They all want to give high fives, this and that. And Chris, he ain't touching anybody's hand. He looks at them like, you think you're touching my hand? Are you sick? Right? Yeah.
And one guy's like, he continued, wouldn't stop. I'm like, he didn't get the hand. Finally, I'm like, I don't do that. I just said, I don't do that. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Who's next? Where are we? Where the hell are we over here?
Where the hell did we go now? From
that was question? Joe. Mark, are you up now? What is this?
What do we got here? God, Tony. Yes. Tony? So Tony from Providence. We haven't heard from Tony in a while. Tony used to call him Bust Stop Beans too, but we haven't heard from him in a while. So he says, why do you think the Kraft and Belichick relationship deteriorated so badly? I mean, for Kraft to do the hit job he did on him in the dynasty, but for Belichick not even mentioning him in his book makes no sense to me.
This is a serious one.
Oh, this one's a serious one. This isn't a joke. This is a real one. This one. Wow.
Takes up half the screen. Look at this question. My
God.
This
guy, he's not a fair weather fan, Chris, because he's asking a serious question.
He is. What do you think, Mark? I mean, the Kraft-Belichick relationship. Joe, you got something on this?
I want to hear what you guys say, because I'm thinking about, like, you know me. I always have a different sort of out of the box sort of a look at things when it comes to this, especially
you
when
definitely an out of the box thinker.
Yeah. But what do you guys? What are your thoughts?
Here's my quick take on this, because we could talk about this. Could be a half a show. Here's my quick take on this: is that Belichick, the debate was always Belichick, Brady or Belichick, right? That was always the debate. And Chris and I would fight all the time about which it was and when did it become, and when okay, maybe it was Brady, but when did it become Brady and how did it become Brady? And we argue all the time. But I think
that's because all you want to do, you just want to bend over for Brady. Pull your pants.
Here we go, Joe.
You guys still haven't watched that show that does it for you. It was an hour.
It does, and I haven't seen it. It does.
You got to. It's very well done, and the players are in it, and coaches and other people, and like some analysts, they're in it, and you go, oh, they all put up a lot of good points for both. It's weird.
So anyway, so I think in that whole debate, Kraft got pissed off at some point, Chris, and said, well, what about me? I put this together. I'm the owner. I can't, you know what I mean? And he even makes reference in the Dynasty, Chris, about I kept it together as long as I could. Right?
That's pretty
Remember?
good.
Right?
Pretty good.
Chris is, and Chris
That
is
was
like,
good. Did you have bourbon today?
Yeah, not yet. Soon. So he says, but I think he wanted to use himself, Kristen. Like, hey, I played a role in this. I think he got maybe a little bit jealous, a little bit like, hey, it wasn't, I'm the owner. This is my franchise. It wasn't just the two of them. I held this stuff together and I brought in the players and I did this and that and I paid and whatever. And I think at some point, Belichick must have said, are you a fool? You have nothing to do with this. Like, Belichick didn't say it to him, but that was basically Belichick's attitude. Belichick kind of dismissed him. Like, you didn't have shit. You don't know the first thing about what we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I see the thing with me is I blame Kraft more for everything.
No, I know you do.
I do, and I do. And people are like, oh, you just love Belichick. You know, this kid's always telling me how much I love Belichick. Blah,
well,
blah.
because you believe Kraft could have stopped this all from happening.
He's the owner of the team. Look, listen. This relationship went in the toilet. You can't as an owner turn things over to a manager and say you got reins on everything. And we're going to do that for 15 years. Okay. And then all of a sudden turn around and say, no, I'm inserting myself here, 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 and here. What it's going to do is it's going to change the dynamic of the relationship. And Belichick's one of these guys. But hey, listen, he's petty. You know, I'm a huge Belichick guy, but you know, he's like a child.
Oh no,
you know what I mean?
He keeps receipts for on everything.
On everything.
You
so
know,
the minute that started to happen, and I would say that started to happen, you know, when the Garoppolo years began, where you started to see that ego start come up with Kraft, where Kraft needed to take, you know, the credit, like Mark said. And so I think it started then. And then I think, and it just deteriorated from there, you know? And then when he did that hatchet job on the Dynasty, which is a horrible.
I don't think the hatchet job. I don't think that really Kraft had much to do with that.
Yes, he did.
As far as because the deteriorating part of not just their relationship, but Kraft in and of himself, you know, like I feel like there's a moment that we're talking about which Kraft are we talking about? Because I think there's a moment that the interjection of one of the sons comes into play here more so than Bob. And I think that that idea kind of like takes more.
That's a good point. But Joe,
over more. You know what I mean?
But Joe, that you brought this point up when the Dynasty was airing, and as a producer, you were like, guys, do you realize in order for this to be produced, made, and
by
put
February
out in this time frame? He did this while Belichick was still the coach.
Right.
Like, you're like, guys, Belichick was coaching and they were putting this together.
Yeah. I mean, you got to admit, they kicked him in the nuts at the end. I mean, what went on with Mayo got what he deserved.
So the question is, they had to know way before, was Joe's point, Chris, that they were not bringing Belichick back.
Right.
Because how would you bring it back as coach and then Dynasty? You could never do that. Like Joe's point was, they made the decision. This was Belichick's last year, long before the media thinks they did, because how you wouldn't produce this show.
Yeah. And here's my point is like, yes, I agree with all of that. And the idea that I think that I was just going towards was the fact that like, maybe Bob didn't actually have as much of a hand in that happening, but then had to answer for it. And Belichick be like, you were the guy. Basically, your point, Chris, is going, you're the guy, you're the owner. You put the stop to this, but you let it ride, and here we are. And it's essentially your fault. And it may have been like he didn't really actually have that much to do with it. You know what I mean?
Cool. Like Mayo got what he deserved. Those side meetings where we would come in late.
Exactly what he deserved.
You know, and listen, I'll say this till they're kicking dirt over me. If Bob Kraft wanted those two guys to walk out together, Belichick and Brady, it could have eased, not difficult, because I don't buy all his nuts. They kept it together as long as he could have easily kept those two guys together.
Yeah.
To the end. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, when the
And it's an
Garoppolo-
epic fail.
Yeah, when the Garoppolo thing happened, Chris, you said it. All he had to do was say, "Okay, you're going to finish your career here. You want to play to your 40? I'm going to give you a 5-year. We'll give you a 5-year extension. What kind of money do you need?" And Brady would have signed it. Right, Brady would have signed, and that they would have walked out together because at that point, Belichick would have probably gotten the record with Shula's record, and that would have been the ending of this era. But Kraft didn't do it.
This idea that in 18, I'm worried that Belichick's going to walk out of the building. He wasn't going anywhere.
No.
He wasn't going anywhere. And Kraft could have maneuvered that situation with the two of these guys together in a room and manipulated that to get these guys. Because Brady, it wouldn't have taken anything. Brady was wanting to stay. He wanted to sign.
That was a slap in the face and a blatant lack of respect Brady felt to him from the whole organization, Kraft, Belichick, everybody. And Brady's father basically said that, right? So if he would have put them in the room and said, here's the contract for 5 years. Do you need more money, Tom? Like it would have got done. I mean, it would have got done.
Yeah.
What makes the whole situation more polarizing for me, though, is the idea that, like, throughout their whole era, they had this like keep the lid on of like a situation like Diggs that we've been talking about most recent weeks. A situation like that happening, they kept the lid on Belichick and Brady and like the whole group. And so, like, for the idea that like there was an issue behind it, the fact that like they didn't pretend that there wasn't this whole time too, on top of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like to like come out and have like even, the dynasty and all that stuff, but then pretend like we're still good. Like that, the fact that they didn't do any of that is like, that's the weird part to me, to Brady and Belichick and everybody,
So anyway, well, let's get the break, come back, answer maybe a final question or two if we can get them in. But this portion of the Pats Nation was presented by Corso and Catone, the real deal New England Field Saturdays. Hey, listen, we got it all. We got Catone's comments. I don't know. He's talking about driving and planes and everything else.
See, listen, someday we're going to talk about our favorite. We're not doing it today. Our favorite Catone's comment. I want somebody to call in on that one.
Oh, that's a good one. Make sure. Hey, so start thinking about that, people out there. But we got it all. So make sure you're tuning in Saturdays at noon. We come back. We're going to finish up with our Fan Frenzy. What is it? Fan Mail Frenzy Part 2. Stick around.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more
Corso and Catone. Saturdays at noon.
Back in with more Pats Nation. All right, guys. We got about a few minutes left, 10 minutes. I think we got time for another couple of these, or maybe one at least. Or where do you want to go here? We got what do you think, Joe?
Well, I mean, you get the two.
I like the quarterback one. Let's do the quarter. Want to do the quarterback one?
Good.
What is it?
All right. So this is Mike from Johnston. And he writes in, who are your top 5 quarterbacks of all time, excluding Tom Brady? He's obviously the greatest of all time. So really, it's ranking them 2 through 6 to make 5, since number 1 is debatable. Isn't debatable.
Yes. Well. Oh wow.
Okay. This will probably end the show because
this will take a few minutes.
What do you think? You want to start backwards? Go start from 6 to 2. Go 6
to 2.
Oh,
okay.
It's tougher.
Well, Joe might debate who number 1. He may debate. It's not Brady, based on the pictures on his behind his shoulder over there.
Yeah, but the one picture's bigger than the other one, so that's
okay. So there we go.
There was a point. No, he's right though. There was a point that I was like, well, I'm not really gonna give it up just yet until he won that last one and the comeback one with Atlanta. I was like, okay. There's no debating. You can't.
So I'm going to preface this. I know that Mike doesn't, but I'm going to preface this, Chris, by saying let's keep it like post 1970s, right? We're not going to go back to the 70s, are we?
Is there anybody in the
Quarterback?
70s that you would put on the friggin'
Sonny
You gotta
Jurgensen.
put Dave
Sonny
Pirelli on there?
Jurgensen from the Washington Redskins. No.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
No, there are a lot of quarterbacks back
Oh, there are a lot of great quarterbacks, right? There's a lot of great quarterbacks. I don't know. This is tough, Chris. Like,
But here's the question though: what are you basing it? Are you basing it on like the
this would take some time.
Super Bowl count or stats or?
No, he's not really specific there. So I think we could.
'Cause like I said, Joe Montana. We've said this earlier. Whereas like his stats, I realize his stats aren't all that up there, but he does have the ring count, but then there's like Terry Bradshaw, people like that who have that similar count and in a way, and it's like, all right, what are we basing it on now?
Well, let's go.
All right.
One of you give me a number 6.
Number 6.
All right.
Look it. I even led you in with a Terry Bradshaw, and I'm like, I don't know if I even put him on the list.
He's not on that list. He shouldn't be on that list. He shouldn't be on that list.
All right,
I'll give you one.
I'll throw out Peyton Manning because
as number 6.
No. I'll throw him out to kind of lead you guys as to go. Where do we go?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I would say Manning is probably 3 to 4, 3 maybe.
Mm.
What do you think, Mark?
Who, Manning?
Yeah. What do you mean, who Manning? That's what the hell are you talking about?
I think Eli is 3. No.
Yeah.
So obviously, I would say Montana obviously is 2.
Yeah,
I would put Manning 3.
See, and with that one, I would say, okay, where do you put Manning / United? How does Unitas fit in? Is he 2? Is he 3?
Well, yeah,
or is he 4?
I'm not going that far back though.
You can go that far back. Come on, I got Otto Graham on this list.
Otto Graham, are you?
Sonny Jurgensen, Otto Graham. I got those /6, number 6.
No, I think Unitas, Chris. I'm going to tell you who I got before Unitas. I've got Montana. I've got Manning. You know who I got? So that'd be 2, 3. You know who I got 4? I was a huge fan of his. Huge. I got Dan Marino.
Yeah.
All right, so now he's one of those guys.
Danny Marino's one of those guys, never won a Super Bowl, Chris. But let me tell you something. If you go back and watch the film and the tape at what he did and how he slung it, there ain't a guy in football. He may have the best arm in all of football in the history of the game, Chris.
I agree with that. I agree with the arm.
I don't know. I put Favre up for the arm.
Nah.
You don't remember that.
You know who had a better arm than Favre?
Guy.
Joe, you know who had a better arm than Favre? Burt
George.
Jones. Burt Jones from the Colts. Burt Jones had a rifle, but nobody even remembers who he is. Burt Jones.
Was he in Rocky?
A stronger arm than Jeff George.
Yeah.
Wow, Jeff George. Oh my God.
In like 80, it was like mid 80s, something like that. And I was sitting in the end zone, and they were coming at me, the Dolphins, towards me. And Marino threw it in cut. Okay. I couldn't even see the damn ball.
Really?
That's such a quick release.
Yeah, Marino was something.
That's
my thing. That's why I think I would surprise people by putting him that high, Chris. I would put him.
Well, plus he was he was just a relentless. Yeah. He was a dog, man. He was Marino. Yeah. But see, the problem with me is I got to put championships on there too.
No, I know you do. I know you.
That's why I put Unitas ahead of him.
Yeah.
So for me, I got Montana. Okay, so if we're going 2 through 6, I got Montana. I got Manning.
Yep.
I got Unitas. I got Marino. Which I don't think you're going to get a lot of argument from really anybody on that.
No.
Yeah.
Who's your
the last guy?
Yeah,
I was Marino was good.
I agree with all those, Chris. I agree. But the last 6 is debatable. I think.
All right. Who's up for that's the thing. But we're just talking about number 6 here. The debate comes out to number 6. Who makes number 5 rather?
I have Otto Graham.
At what number? 6?
The last one. We're doing 2 through 6, right? 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5,
so
6.
2
that's
was
5.
Montana, 3 was Manning, 4 was Unitas, 5 was Marino. You can flip them. I don't know if you agree with those, Joe, but I do agree with Chris with those. And then it comes down to 6,
Bailey Zappi.
and you go with Otto. You're going with Otto Graham.
Yeah, championships. I mean, if you go back and watch tape, if you go back, and I do this sometimes because I have issues, and you watch the way he ran that offense and how he called the plays on the field, and you could take a quarterback from then and you can say, would he be able to run a modern day offense? And I think this guy could. He had a quick release. He could move. He was mobile. The way he checked in and out of plays, and he was a winner.
Mm-hmm.
He was just flat out a winner.
Yeah.
Some people may put Jurgensen on their list too, somewhere.
Funny that
You
nobody's
go to Elway and guys like that.
Well, yeah, I was going to say Elway won a couple of Super Bowls, Chris. I was thinking possibly, could Elway be 6?
Yeah,
He
could be.
He won 2 Super Bowls. I mean, Joe brings up Favre, right?
No, I was just bringing up far for the arm.
What about,
strength of his arm was,
and then what about guys like you talk championships? What about guys like Bradshaw, Staubach, right? Those guys.
Yeah, Bradshaw was a winner, but would I put him in the top elite quarterbacks? No, but I'd say maybe top 10. Because then you also got guys like Drew Brees,
Roman Gabriel.
Yeah. The two people on the list that
I got a problem, dude.
A lot of issues.
Kind of like the 2 people on the list of Peyton Manning and was it, who was number 5 that you put down?
We talked about Dan Marino.
Well, we're talking about Marino.
Marino and Peyton Manning are the 2 on the list that are the guys that don't have the actual rings, but they have the stats and the play calling.
Manning's got 2.
I know, but I'm saying, but as far as like the people like superseding other people who do have
more
rings, like a Bradshaw, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Marino gets on there for obvious reasons. He's got like better stats and things like that put him there. Better football play.
Well, you also have to look at which guys can elevate mediocrity. You can argue that Montana had a lot of talent his whole career around him.
Well, I will say this, though, like
Marino played with some crap teams in Miami, Chris.
He did, but he also had good receivers too.
He had good receivers. He did. No, you're right, Chris.
Like when you watch Peyton Manning, like I don't think people understand. There's an argument to be made that Peyton Manning should be number 2.
Chris, pre-snap, what he did pre-snap.
I've never seen a better quarterback in my life than what that guy could do pre-snap. That
I don't know for the average fan, Chris. I don't know if they understand what he did pre-snap. But anyway, we're going to run short on time. But so you think Otto Graham is 6, Chris? I'm going to throw a name out there for you.
Yeah.
How about Dan Fouts?
Oh my God.
Yeah, Coryell. Right?
One of the worst commentators on.
Right.
With
J.J. Jefferson and Charlie Joyner and Kellen Winslow and Chuck Muncie is the running back. Right?
Oh God.
Wow.
Am I showing my age?
Wow.
And they had Lester Hayes with all the stickum grabbing onto Charlie Joyner from the Raiders, right?
This was good.
I watched that game in San Diego. Wasn't he on San Diego?
Yeah. Anyway, I agree with you, Chris. I'll go with Otto Graham.
This was good. That was who? Mike from Johnson. And so for everybody, we appreciate all of your write-ins, all of your questions. Keep them coming. We'll do this again. But the Pats Nation was presented by Corso and Catone Saturdays. Hey, we got it all. Catone's comments, Yankees, Red Sox, B's and C's, of course, the Patriots. So make sure you're tuning to that. Come back to this show. Hey, we're always going to be the first pregame show of every Patriots game. So make sure you're tuning into the Pats Nation. Anything you bring, we will always be ready. We are the Pats Nation. Hey, so long.